offseason than Tom Brady coming to Tampa and Bruce Arians trying to figure out how do we do this together. And they decided to take this complex relationship and fix it, and we'll make it work and hum by communicating with each other, by being vulnerable, showing some humility. And at the end of the day, that humility showed up 2 times that I thought was really vital. That one you talked about, it wasn't calculating when he called out Tom Brady for playing poorly, but it was also just a sense that I knew they were talking amongst themselves. I know Tom will know that what I'm saying is I'm calling it out because I'm honest. The second thing is Bruce Arians in the season realized, you know what, Tom likes to do it his way.
Right.
I'm going to lower my ego, I'm going to let it go, and Tom go at it, and it has made all the difference, bro.
Well, and Tom played for Bill Belichick, a guy who coached him hard, a guy who was a no-nonsense guy.
Prickly, not a great communicator.
Exactly, and so he understood that. I didn't have a problem with Bruce Arians calling out Tom Brady. He wasn't playing well. He wasn't doing the things that he needed to do at the position for this team to win. But think about this. The one thing that he learned from Bill Belichick is that we get better throughout the season. There was a period of time where Tampa Bay lost 3 out of 4 games, and everybody was like, the world is coming to an end. Can they get it together? Which offense are they running? But Tom knows we don't need to be our best at the beginning of the season. We need to be our best at the end. And I think that experience under Bill Belichick, the communication or lack thereof with Bill, allowed Tom not to panic in Tampa. And because Tom didn't panic, his teammates didn't panic, and nobody else panicked. And they got better and better, and now they've won 7 in a row, and we're here at Raymond James and all as well.
And Brady likes to be coached hard.
Exactly.
No problem with that.
Right.
So one of the biggest things was everybody wondered, Brady, and he's getting older in his arm, how that would work in the no risk it, no biscuit. How did you see that working?
I don't think it worked well in the first 12 games. He had more interceptions than touchdowns in plus 20 plays. They were not going to get here in the first half or 3/4 of the season. But the last 7 weeks, obviously, it is about protection, Tom getting comfortable and getting the matchups that he's looking for. This tape is really about matchups and Tom getting the space. Look at what you see the space that Tom has. Every time he throws, he can bounce up, lean forward, and his 43-year-old arm, which is still great, needs that kind of forward momentum. And every one of these is a matchup that he likes down the sideline. A lot of the big plays here at the end of the year, the plus 20 explosion that's happened, that they needed, this offense needed the space that these plays created. Here's one with Gronk with the matchup against the safety. They need the space that's created by these plays to go do the rest of the things that they do. Here's a matchup with a single safety. Tom just holding safeties, making them look like rookies. Evans with the catch in the championship game. Tom Brady is getting the space in the last 7 games that allows him to step into it. And he's also getting the matchups, and they're making the calls. And he's not, none of those were ripped down the field. He's not going to throw it like Patrick Mahomes, but he's comfortable and he's finding that space. And so tonight, if they have plus 20 plays, let's say 3 or 4, key to a victory. Key is these plus 20 plays.
How long for you did an offense become second nature? Because it feels like right now that this offense is becoming second nature for Tom. And it's going to need to be that way against this team. They're going to need 30 or 40 points to win tonight. How long did it take you to get comfortable
This
with
is
an
about
offense?
right. I mean, 12 padded practices. That's what Tom had in the preseason.
Right.
Crazy.
No, you got to be kidding me. Their whole preseason was the first month. Right? So this is about that time.
Okay.
Like, I think when they started to play really well and got going was about the time it took to get everybody to get comfortable. Yeah. So I think they'll be better next year. This is not going to end.
They kept saying that.
They'll
Yeah.
get significantly better next year as he gets more used to it. If they win the Super Bowl this year when they had to go through all this transition, that's the amazing part of how this transition's happened.
Yeah.
Like, I would think next year is the year they go to the Super Bowl, not this one.
Yeah.
Look where they are.
That's what makes it truly impressive.
Yeah.
The word that they used, Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich, who's the offensive coordinator, and Brady, the word they used all season was collaboration, and it truly was.
I would say vulnerability.
Yeah.
They were all vulnerable, which made them all feel like they could communicate openly.
Just talk and communicate with each other.
Look, it's not that hard. It's like 101, but in football, it doesn't always happen.
Here's one of my favorite lines from Brady. He said, it's not always being in agreement, it's being in alignment, which I thought really summed it up. All right.
Shakespeare or
There's
something.
a book.
For more
There's
on
a
the
book
Bucs, for more on the Bucs, let's go back to Sal Palantonio. Sal, what's Bruce Arians saying?
Oh, I love that, Susie. We are in alignment and we're in agreement. Bruce Arians' final coaching points to the team. Same thing the coaching staff has harped on all week long. Number 1, protect Tom Brady. Byron Leftwich, Bruce Arians, they have used 6 offensive linemen on the field more than any team in these playoffs. Number 2, protect the football. Tom Brady is 18-0 when his team wins the turnover margin in his postseason games. Number 3, protect the house. Don't give up the home runs like they did in Week 12. The safeties in this game, so important. Jordan Whitehead, Antoine Winfield Jr. Whitehead will wear a shoulder harness on his injured shoulder in this game, Susie. Expect Mike Edwards, a backup, played so well at Lambeau Field to get a lot of snaps in this game.
3 years ago that it was going to hit you. My brother, congratulations. I'm happy for you and your family and all the other inductees of this year. But mainly, last year, soundbite from Drew Pearson, didn't get into the Hall of Fame. Drew Pearson, congratulations to everybody this year's class.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the emotion that they obviously are trying to keep it together, but you just can't when it comes to that. Rex, you obviously had to defend a guy who went in last night, Peyton Manning, a lot. How'd
this
that
guy
go?
used to make me cry. I've had a tough day today. Peyton Manning, I'll never forget, we're playing him. And I remember telling my guys, in 2006, we had a Super Bowl team. I knew we did. We had the best team in the NFL. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, if we keep him out of the end zone, we're going to win this game. Nah. He comes right down. They kicked 5 field goals that game. But he makes a pass in this game, and I'm just like sitting there on the sideline like it's impossible to put it in there. And he put it in there. The smartest guy I've ever had to coach against in my life was Peyton Manning. Like, I knew it was like the ultimate chess match. You're like, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to do this. Oh, I got him with the blitz. If you got him once with a blitz, you weren't getting him again in that game with the same blitz. I can assure you. Yeah. But, I mean, I've been beat by this guy and Tom Brady more than anybody. I mean, I hope I get a shout-out when he goes in, because I gave him all those. How many times did Peyton Manning beat me? I expect a shout out, Peyton, but it's but really just an amazing competitor. But it was his preparation that I think set Peyton Manning apart from everybody else. And I want to give a shout out to Alan Faneca. Right. I had the privilege of coaching this young man for 1 year with the Jets, and he was a huge part of me establishing a play like a Jet mentality. I've never been around a guy that was such a pro's pro, and really proud of him, and had to go against many times with Pittsburgh, but well-deserved Alan Faneca.
Yeah, you knew when going up against Alan Faneca, like I did many times, in a scheme at times where it's uncovered and there's the guard and it's a 2-gap system, and I never enjoyed going up against Alan Faneca. That's what I could say. He was that good. Great offensive line in Pittsburgh, and he was like the leader of it, so congratulations to him. Peyton, back on Peyton. Woo. It wasn't about doing your job for doing your job. It wasn't good enough to just do your job, Sam. You had to make sure he didn't know what your job was, and that type of intellectual, awareness that you had to have defensively was brought about from Peyton Manning because of he invented the term disguise. You know what I mean? He started all of that in terms of the game plan was just scrapped the week before because, okay, this is what we're in, but now you got to show him something else. You were battling his intellect along with his talent. Congratulations to him, one of the best I ever would have.
Yeah, congratulations to all these guys. And, I'd like to give a shout out to John Lynch. I mean, here's a guy who played with toughness and passion, integrity, and did it for multiple teams. I mean, he's in the Ring of Honor in Tampa and also in Denver, has had such an impact on this game, on this sport, was phenomenal as a broadcaster, and now to see what he's doing with the 49ers, doing a great job. So not only the player that he was, but I think the person that he is, he's somebody that, is a great role model for our game.
Yeah, it's just an incredible class. You look through the names and all impressive in their own rights. But to your point on Peyton Manning, I mean, what he did was impressive in part because of the same thing we're seeing with Tom Brady right now. You go to a new team and that team becomes you in a way. They kind of all become the type of player and guy that you are. Obviously, we get to see if Tom Brady can pull it off and actually get the win, get a Super Bowl win for a second team like Peyton Manning did. We've got a lot more coming for you on Sunday NFL Countdown, a postseason edition right here at St. Pete Beach. We're going to go one-on-one with Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. It's all coming up on Countdown.